Hey buddy, how you doing today? It's Rick here on Saturday the 19th, ready to head out with the wife very shortly. But before that, just a little discussion about something I think that is very, very prevalent in today's society. And I sometimes suffer from it as well. I think a lot of us do. It can be very dangerous to you as a person, and that is pride. I think that's pride is probably one of the roots of a lot of people's destruction as a person. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. Now, there's a good type of pride. Obviously, if you feel a sense of pride that your child graduated college or got married or whatever, that type of pride, even something that you've accomplished is very respectable. You know, you completed some sort of training or something very difficult that you think you could do and you feel proud of. There's nothing really wrong with that. It's not a selfish thing. The pride that's dangerous is the pride the way you're always first, very selfish. It's all about you. And that's one of the 7 deadly sins. It's also, I believe, a root of a lot of hate. I really honestly believe that. It's very related. As I get older, and I'm in my 50s now, as I get older, you notice a lot of things as you get older. Things that weren't as important when you were younger. You know, when you're younger, you take on the world, 20s, 30s, whatever. You don't conceptualize old age. Doesn't mean your life is guaranteed, but you don't know that. You don't care. Old age seems to be a long time away. You know, you're at your peak in everything, probably physical health. Not everybody. Sometimes people actually get better when they get older, take care of themselves more. But I'm talking about, generally speaking, you're at your most spry. You bounce back quicker. You probably look better. You're younger. So we don't think about reality. So things also that happen to us tend to bother us a lot. But when you get older, you start to realize that it's another event. And of course, I'm going to talk about this from a Christian perspective. It can be taken from any perspective, but definitely from a Christian perspective. I've said in other videos, the best thing you can do as a Christian, I believe, is to forget. Don't label with hate. Forgive and forget. Move on. What stops us from that a lot of times, we don't know it? Pride. It's so shameful when you see, and I've seen this all throughout my life. Heck, I did it for a while, years ago. And when I was younger, it was really stupid. I look back. You know, I've said this before. Somebody does something to you, especially when you're younger, whatever it has to do. Maybe they went out with a girl that you wanted to go out with, or they did something to you that just made you mad or something. And you don't talk to them for years or ever again. And you think back about it. You think back like, really? With all the things that happen in life, as you get older, you start all accumulative events that happen in life, good or bad, because everybody will have that. All the adventures you've gone into, and if you lived a life, you've done a lot of adventures, whether you know it or not, good or bad. And you think back of some of the things that really bothered you. And why did it bother you? Did that person, they embarrassed you or said something you didn't like? A lot of times it's because it affected your pride. It made you feel less than a man, so to speak, or a woman, whatever. Now when I talk, look, disclaimer, for those who when I say man, I mean men and women. So let's not, I've had people try to mess with me. Oh, you're talking about men. No. I'm talking about people. Put that disclaimer out there. But somebody embarrassed you, made you feel a little less. So your pride was hurt. That's the dangerous pride. And so now you think you're going to get back and never talk to them again. You're going to be the stronger person by blowing them off forever, whether it's a family member or an old friend. And it's so shameful too, because the only thing you can take as you get older, I've said this before, with you is your friends and your family. And there's certain things that God gives you that can last forever. Like I play the piano. I love playing the piano. It's a great source of peace, serenity, and a lot of people enjoy. So I'm able to. It's a way of me giving. I really enjoy doing that. Other people constantly write me a private message how they enjoy it. But I can do that unless something happens, obviously, to me really physically. I can do that well into my old age. Same with your family, your friends, until they pass or you pass. You can have them for your whole life. Not the other things that, but staying angry. I mean, your material possessions, your awards. It's funny, I'm in the military and I've been in for a long time, and I'm finally going to retire at the end of 2024. December 31st of 2024 is my last day. Many years in the military, many. A long career, longer than most. That's good and bad. I'm not going to go into that. But I've accumulated a lot of schools. I've done a lot of military education. I got my PMP and Lean Six Sigma and second master's degree and all this stuff. And I used to be so proud of that in a good way. I mean, I used to be very ambitious to do that. And I have all the paperwork for that. But you know what? As I get older now, I'm starting to retire. Thinking to myself, it just doesn't mean as much anymore. It doesn't mean as much anymore. All these different awards I got through the years because I've been in so long, it doesn't really mean that much anymore. I mean, I'll have them. I'll have a copy of everything. But the luster of that as I get older and when I transition to my next part of life, also seeing what life's really about, those are just material things. Those are not going to, and when I retire, nobody's going to care that I had this award and I did this. And as you get older and older, nobody cares about that stuff. Because it's just another thing of life that comes and goes. Yeah, it's an accomplishment you feel good about and you worked hard. But the things that don't cost money, the things that people take for granted, last forever. And it's not a prideful thing. You know, your pride will destroy those wonderful things. Don't ever, ever, as a Christian person, forget. Learn to forget. Don't stay mad forever. Do not live in that because you destroy yourself. Your pride eats you from within. You think you're getting somebody back, but you're only getting yourself back. You're eating yourself and you're alienating those who probably really much care for you. I can't tell you when I was younger, and I think I did it myself. I'm trying to think back. I can't tell you how terrible it is when you have a good friend and things happen that can be fixed, and then you both don't want to talk to each other because you both think you were right and you're stubborn-headed. I had that happen when I was in my 20s. And then as you go on, years go on, you realize you lost a good friend. Both of you were stupid. Just plain stupidity that could have been fixed, but so many years have gone by. Now you don't even know who that person is. They've gone down their own thing, their own life. They've lost that. Never, ever, ever stay mad. You can't be everybody's best friend. That's you're not supposed to be. Our personality is going to dictate that. Some people just don't dwell with other people. That's fine. But you never have to stay angry. There's so many, if you think back of all, especially with friends and family, with all the events that have happened, you're going to let one or two events destroy all the good things. That's what you're doing. You're taking a lifetime or a period of all great memories and you're tossing it in the can because of one or two bad ones, which is normal to happen in any relationship or any situation. It's not always going to be rainbows and gumdrops. There's going to be times when things aren't great, but that's okay. But our pride oftentimes won't let us think back. Oh no, that person wronged me. I have to forever squash them out of my mind. That makes me stronger and better. No, it doesn't. You think it does, but it doesn't. You realize that as you get older. And so I'll end it here quickly. As a Christian person, or any person, but especially as a Christian person, learn to forget. Learn to move on. That's how you understand life. Through Christ, you understand what life's about. You learn to forget and move on because we're not here very long in life. Not at all. If you look at how long, not even talking about the world, I'm just talking about how long man has been on this earth. I'm trying to make an analogy here, which probably wouldn't even cut it. Just think about a play that goes on for like 10 days without stopping. This ongoing big play that just goes on and on for 10 days. Our lives are like a 30-second bleep in that 10-day play. And that's not even really probably a good analogy, but I'm trying to get you to think. What are you going to waste it on? Anger and resentment because of silly pride. Thinking somebody really, why when there's so much more to be thankful about? And tomorrow's not guaranteed. You don't know what adventures have tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next year. You could have something very good, something very bad. Life throws curveballs all the time. Good, bad, or indifferent. We know that. So I'll wrap it up here. Please understand how bad a sour sense of pride can be. It's the reason why it's one of the 7 deadly sins. I've seen it destroy many a man. And when I was younger, almost me to a certain point, but no more. That's long gone. Forget, move on, and just wake up in the morning, be thankful you're here, and try to make every day the best you can. God bless. Have a great day.